Alright, welcome to my first ever drumming tutorial. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to roll your drumsticks. Now, this is something that I find is very easy to learn and relatively easy to teach, so I think it's a relatively appropriate place to start my first drum tutorial. Now, the thing with rolling your drumsticks is you have to think about just the stick naturally falling onto the drum. I'm just going to let the stick naturally fall. It's going to stay in my hand, but I'm just going to let the end of the stick just naturally fall onto the drum. And as you see, it kind of bounces from that, kind of a little bit up and down a few times. And I'm not applying any pressure. That's just naturally letting it fall. And that's what you're going to want to take advantage of when you're learning to roll and when you're rolling for all. So let me show you that again. This is what you're going to be exploiting to be able to roll. Now the thing is, to get good rolls, you're going to want to apply a little bit of pressure to it. Again, that was with a little bit of pressure. Let me show you just letting it fall freely again. So again, you're letting the stick fall, but apply a little bit of pressure. If you apply too much pressure, it'll just sound like one hard hit, which obviously is not the desired result. Now the thing is, another key is using both sticks. Now you might initially try using both sticks at the same time, but to get the best results, I find you're really going to want to be switching back and forth. That's usually going to give it the best sound, the most continuous sound. So I'm going to do that again, maybe a little bit faster, because this is something you can get used to doing relatively quickly. Again, that was something I learned within a few days or weeks of actually learning this technique. It's something I kind of felt was a little bit self-taught too. I kind of felt, just letting it drop was really the key to that. So it's something very easy to learn depending on, if you have a knack for drums. So it's going to be something very easy to learn, easy to teach. So it's something I think I definitely should spread out to people that are trying to learn drums. Now, before I go, I'm going to leave you with one quick little practice drill, and that is called drag. You might have learned it at called something else depending on where you take drums. I learned it being called a drag, and what that is you let one stick bounce twice, and then you hit with the other. And it should sound something like this. And of course, you can do that with both hands. Now, the thing about that is that helps you learn control, because, you could just roll away like crazy. But more often than not, at least a pretty significant amount of the time, you're not going to want to go like that. You're only going to want to do a few bounces. You don't always necessarily need to be rolling continuously, so you can also switch back and forth, integrating both into a fill or whatever you might be doing. So hopefully this video is helpful. Definitely practice if you get the chance. And like I said, you could try this on cymbals. You can try this at the end of your drum. Again, both sticks on the side of a drum. And I should warn you that you could actually dent your sticks a little bit with that. I should warn you, so proceed with caution with that. But again, on cymbals, drums, whatever, it could be practiced on just about anything. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this was helpful, and leave any comments if you have any questions.